The Naval Academy quantifies everything you do. How do they do that? We call this the Academy framework. There are pieces to this, and every piece has to work to equal an appointment at the end of the day. Just look at this. There's a lot more than just the nomination. You have to be eligible, competitive, and qualified. You can't just have one. So you got to be eligible. We talked about that. They screen you for the pre-application. You have to be competitive. The Naval Academy calls it the whole person multiple to judge whether you're competitive or not. So the whole person multiple, part of it at the bottom of the pyramid is academics. So in the competitive pyramid, academics is the foundation, and it breaks down to your SAT, ACT score, and your transcript. That equates to 75% of the whole person multiple for the Naval Academy. 45% SAT, transcript is 20%. The last 10%, the Naval Academy does it a little differently, is your math and English teacher recommendations. That adds up to 75%. So they pull in the math and English school official evaluations, the teacher recommendations, to see how well the teachers that you chose speak to your analytical ability and your writing, reading, and speaking ability. The next layer is leadership. That is really your activity list, which is athletics and non-athletics. So they're looking at those two things separately. They're zeroing in on your athletics and your non-athletics, your extracurricular activities outside of sports, which shows you that the Naval Academy cares more about athletics than the typical college. Leadership is 20%, athletics is 10%, and extracurricular activities is 10%. The more sports you play, the more years varsity or varsity equivalent that you competed at a high level, and your number of years that you were a captain, the higher your athletic activity score will be. For extracurricular activities, this is really where you can differentiate yourself. The quality and quantity of your leadership positions matters and goes into this other 10% that goes into your leadership score. When I think of personal achievements, I think of like Boy State or Girl State or Eagle Scout or Gold Award. Those are not leadership positions, but they are significant personal achievements. Those matter, and that equates to 20% of the whole person multiple. The last 5% at the top of the pyramid is your fitness score. The candidate fitness assessment shows up here because if you don't pass, you won't be physically qualified. But it also shows up at the top of the pyramid because if you don't get a good score, you're sacrificing your chances of getting in, because how well you do matters as well as passing. It's not just pass-fail, it's both. And they take into account how well you do in each of the 6 events. The Naval Academy quantifies everything you do. How do they do that? Academics, 75%, leadership, 20%, and at the very top, your fitness is 5%. And that adds up to 100%. When you get a whole person multiple score, that will be a significant factor in whether you are given an appointment or not.